When we think of North Korea, we imagine isolation, paranoia, and military obsession. But few people know that in the heart of Europe, a country once lived under a similar shadow. That country was Albania.
And its most striking legacy? More than 170,000 concrete bunkers scattered across mountains, beaches, and even city streets. This is the story of how Albania became the North Korea of Europe and why it filled itself with bunkers. Albania is a small country on the Adriatic Sea. For centuries, it was ruled by the Ottoman Empire. After independence in 1912, it struggled with instability. During World War II, Albania was occupied by Italy, then Nazi Germany. In the chaos of war, a communist resistance group rose to power, led by Enver Hoxha. Hoxha would become the leader of Albania for more than 40 years, and his rule would change the country forever. After the war, Hoxha established a Stalinist dictatorship. At first, Albania aligned itself with the Soviet Union. But when Stalin died and Moscow softened, Hoxha denounced the Soviets. He then turned to China. But after Mao's death, relations broke down again. By the 1970s, Albania was completely isolated, cut off from East and West. Hoxha's paranoia grew. He feared invasion by Yugoslavia, Greece, NATO, the Soviet Union, even the United States. His solution? Fortify the entire country.
Beginning in the late 1960s, Albania launched one of the strangest military programs in history: mass bunker construction. Over the next 2 decades, engineers and soldiers built an estimated 170,000 concrete bunkers, one for every 11 Albanians. They appeared everywhere: on mountain peaks and valley floors, in city centers and on beaches, even next to schools and homes. Each bunker was designed to withstand artillery fire. Soldiers were trained to fight to the last bullet, defending every inch of territory. Hoxha believed that even if the superpowers attacked, Albanians would resist from their bunkers in a national people's war. But the reality? Most of these bunkers were never used. Instead, they drained resources and cemented Albania's isolation. While the bunkers multiplied, daily life in Albania grew harsher. Religion was banned. Private property was outlawed. The secret police, called the Sigurimi, spied on every citizen. People lived in fear of arrest and execution for even small acts of dissent. Foreign books, movies, and music were forbidden. Contact with outsiders was almost impossible. For decades, Albanians lived in a bubble, cut off from the world, trapped between propaganda and poverty. It was this extreme isolation, obsession with militarization, and cult of personality around Hoxha that earned Albania the nickname the North Korea of Europe. When Enver Hoxha died in 1985, Albania was one of the poorest countries in Europe. His successor, Ramiz Alia, struggled to keep the system alive. But by the early 1990s, communist regimes across Eastern Europe collapsed. Albania could not resist the tide. Protests spread. The one-party state fell. In 1992, Albania held free elections and joined the outside world for the first time in decades. The bunkers remained, but the dictatorship was gone.
Today, Albania is a democracy and a member of NATO. The bunkers, however, are still here, thousands of them scattered across the land. Many stand abandoned, covered in graffiti, reminders of a dark past, but others have found new life. Some are used as cafes, art studios, or even tourist attractions. In the capital, Tirana, giant bunkers have been turned into museums, preserving the memory of Albania's years of isolation. The bunkers once symbolized fear. Now they serve as symbols of resilience, creativity, and remembrance. The story of Albania's bunkers is more than a tale of concrete and paranoia. It is a warning about what happens when a nation closes itself off, consumed by fear and dictatorship. For decades, Albania lived as Europe's North Korea. But today, it stands open to the world, a country moving forward while still surrounded by the ghosts of its past. The bunkers remain, silent and unshakable, but the people of Albania have chosen a different path. And their story is a reminder that even after years of isolation, freedom and change are always possible.